This demonstration we're going to look at backing up a primary site. So the primary site in our case here is our System Center configuration primary site. We're going to configure the backup site server task, and then we'll trigger and monitor the backup so we know when it's complete. So to configure the backup, first thing we need to do is just come into our administration workspace within our config manager console. We'll then come to our site configuration, go for our sites, right click on our site and come to our site maintenance. Within our site maintenance, we're going to go for our backup site server. So we'll edit, and what we'll do is we'll enable the task. So we're saying here to start the backup after 2 AM, finish by 5 AM, but if we look at the time now, it's now 10 AM. So one of the things we're going to have to do at this point here is just change this to, let's change this to 9 AM. And what we'll do is we'll finish that at, let's say, let's make that 11 AM. So we've now got the backup window in place. We're happy down here that we're going to do this daily. We just need to set the path, and we're just going to set the path to a local drive. And we're going to specify that local drive, in our case here, to be on the E drive, and we're going to go for the backup folder. We'll select that folder, we'll select OK. Obviously, if this was production, you'd probably be backing up to a UNC path. No point backing up the server itself, because if the server completely dies, how would I do a restore? So at this point here, we're happy with all of this. We will enable alerts for backup task failures, and we will select OK. Now we've done that, enabled is yes, so we can select OK. And we've now set up the backup task. But as you can probably guess, we can't really see at this point here how we're doing the backup, or if the backup's even working. So there's a number of different ways to find out if the backup has actually started. One of the ways to do it is to launch up your services.msc. And if we just launch up the services.msc, what we can see at this point here is if the backup has started. If we scroll down, just look for the SMS backup, what we can see now, that is running. So we know the backup is running. Another way to check to see if the backup is running is to come to the actual folder where you've created the backup, and you should see a backup folder being created as well. So we've got a couple of different places now where we can see the backup is running. Another way to find out if the backup is running is to open up a log file. So if we just come into C:, go to Program Files, go for Configuration Manager, and if we just look down here and look for logs and scroll down, we're looking for the SMS backup log file. There's the log file, so we'll just open that up there, and what we can see at this point here is, yep, doing a backup. And then another way we can find out what's happening with the backup is to come back into the console, come to our monitoring workspace, and just have a look down here for our system status, go to component status, and just do a search here for backup. So what we'll do at this point here is we'll just do a search for our backup component, and we'll do a search through at this point here. So at some point we should hopefully see the backup component pop in here. Currently not there yet. We'll just check our log files again. We can see the backup is still occurring, so that's good. Back to our site status, come back to our component status, do another search for backup. There's our backup. So have a look here. We'll just right click, we'll show the messages and show all. Click OK, and what we can see at this point here is the backup is running through. So not a lot we can do while the backup is occurring. So what we'll do is we'll just pause the presentation at this point and return back once the backup is complete, and we can see how the backup is complete by looking at log files, component status and folders. So what we can see now is we were looking for 5035, and this tells us what's happening with the backup, and the 5035 means that the backup is finished. So it says here site backup has completed successfully. So that's good. We'll just check to see if there's any warnings. There aren't, so we can close that down. So then we can come to the log file, and we can see in the log file that the backup is complete because the service is now stopped, so that's great. So we can close down that log file. If we then just come to the services.msc and just do a refresh on the services.msc. So what we'll do at this point here is we'll come in and do a refresh, and what we can see is the backup service has indeed stopped. So we'll close down services.msc, and finally, if we have a look in our E drive, what we should be able to see is if we come to the backup now, got a lot of files in here. So what we can see at this point here is if we look at the time, so the last time we wrote into this folder was 10:04, now 10:06. So at this point here we can safely say the backup is now complete. That's the end of this demonstration. Thank you.